intercessory prayers. They are very powerful. For starters, Jesus said to pray for our enemies. I'm going to share this testimony with you. I've shared in earlier videos that I had this guy that was an enemy, and during my biblical studies, reading the Bible, being taught by the Holy Spirit, and as I was laying there, this question came upon my heart. I was inspired to ask this question: why should I pray for my enemies? How do I know that this even works? That's what I prayed. And the very next day, I received a letter from this so-called enemy saying to me, Harry, guess what? I go to Bible studies 3 times a week. I just wanted to see how you were doing and let you know I'm also going to Sunday church, and I read my Bible every day. I never saw this coming. We cannot see the extent of our effect or impact, cause and effect that we have in this world. God can. That's why he put these systems in play for us. Thy will be done on earth. How's it done? I mentioned in other sermons, through us. Now let's move on to Acts chapter 12, verse 5 to 12. Peter was in prison, and it says that they prayed earnestly. Well, who is they? The church. What is the church? The church is not a building that some people preach. It is not. Let me share with you what a church is. I'm preaching. You're on the other end listening to my message. Where 2 or more are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst. That is Jesus saying he is present with you right now, as he is with me. How he does it? You don't know. That's how he set it up. It's that simple. He's God. Okay? So the church intervened or intercessed and prayed. If you need to read the scriptures for more detail. Now we're going to move on to James. This is not a recommendation. It is a direct command. It says, pray for one another that you may be healed. Oh, but I pray and then it still died. I prayed and this. You see, you keep forgetting one simple truth. Jesus said, whatever you pray in my name, that I will do. He has to do it. The problem is we take things out of context. If you remember, he said, if you abide in me. To abide in him is to keep his commandment. If you love me, you'll keep my commandments. And you will ask whatever you want, and he will do it. But many people, how could you honestly say that you don't commit any sin and you prayed for God to do something and he didn't do it? So, okay, how should I believe in him? Because he doesn't answer my prayers. Yet you're living in sin? People, come on. Sin separates us from God. The only prayer, a sinner is someone who is actively living in a sinful lifestyle. There's no such thing as like an alcoholic, or I'm a recovering alcoholic. That's nonsense. You used to drink, you don't drink no more. That's it. It's done. It's over with. You're not recovering from anything. I used to sin. I'm not a recovering sinner. I just don't sin anymore. It's that simple. So, it says, pray so that they may be healed. You see, he set it up that you are the one that's going to cause the healing. Jesus never said, ask me to do it. He said, you go do it. I've already given you that authority. The Holy Spirit empowers you to do these things. But a lot of people don't realize that and think that, oh, God don't do those things today. All right, listen to this one. I had a friend that had a girlfriend that for 5 years straight, every time she ate, she upchucked. She puked it up, would not hold it down. So we got down, well, I'm going to say it anyway. We got down on our knees. But I didn't want to say that because I don't want you to think that it's a specific posture. It's nothing specific. The only thing that matters is the state of your heart. You pray with your eyes open. You pray out loud. You pray in your heart, which is Abraham did in the Bible. It just means, you're thinking to yourself. You're saying it inwardly. All that matters is your state of being. Are you in right standing with God? And that's only through Jesus. Then He must answer your prayers because He said so. It's not up to you, it's up to Him. And He must stand by His own righteousness. That's His own declaration, and there's no one higher. So He will do His part. So when we prayed for this girl, that night I had a dream that there was a big table surface in front of me, and I was making sandwiches. I made another video of this in my earlier videos. You have to search for it. And it was a 12-inch bread sandwich, and on the table was different toppings that you could put on the sandwich. And I was like, what is this? I'm dreaming about making sandwiches. That was all the dream. Okay, ended. The next morning, my friend told me that his girlfriend ate for the first time in 5 years without bringing it back up. And something led me to ask, what did she eat? He said she had a 12-inch sub sandwich. God showed me that He answered and gave me that to confirm so that I'm here preaching to you now. This was years ago, but I'm sharing it with you now. So you see, God does answer prayers. He speaks to people. I gave sermons on that too. Every day He's interacting because that's what He wants. He wants to have an intimate relationship with us. Okay, so now you might ask, is intercessory prayer still necessary? I've given you all this, but people are still out there, still need to ask this question because they don't get it. But this is how God set it up. We need to do it for others in hopes that others are doing that for us. Pray for me as I pray for you. Now here, instead of asking that question, I want you to ask this question of intercessory prayer. Why did Jesus on the cross intercede when He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do? I'm Pastor Rich, Walking Ministries Online, and I will see you soon.